Hi, my name is Marley de Guzman. This is for Speech 2, and this is my audience. Florence Nightingale. You may be thinking, is this a type of bird? But in actuality, this is the name of a woman many nurses aspire to be. With her implementation of hygiene practices during the Crimean War, she revolutionized modern nursing. But of course, not everyone wants to be a nurse, especially because there's plenty of jobs in this generation. But according to the World Health Organization, there are an estimated 29 million nurses in the world, which makes up around 35% of the population. However, there has been a predicted shortage of around 4.5 million nurses by the year 2030. And yes, there are other jobs that help people, such as firefighters, lawyers, and even teachers. But without these hygiene practices and the nurses around the world, how could we have overcome diseases such as COVID-19? As a senior in high school, I've always wanted to be a nurse from the moment that I even could conjure up what a job was. I think it's important to give credit to those who help others, such as Florence Nightingale. I also have connections with nurses, as both of my parents immigrated here to America from the Philippines as nurses, and they've often mentioned her as someone that they learned during their nursing curriculum. Florence Nightingale's accomplishments during the Crimean War and her establishment of the first nursing school led her to accomplish receiving the Royal Red Cross and the Order of Merit. Firstly, I'll talk about her life before she was known as the Lady with the Lamp. She was born May 12, 1820 in Florence, Italy, which is where she gets her first name. She was the second of 2 daughters, and she was born to William Edward and Frances Nightingale. As a woman, she did not go to university, but her father did tutor her in history, philosophy, and literature. According to Colleen Hobbs, author of the book Florence Nightingale, published on September 11, 1997, God spoke to her and called her into his service. Although it wasn't specifically nursing, she had the idea of healing as her main focus. She was originally Unitarian, which is a religion that believes in the oneness of God and also values humanism. However, she experienced disapproval from her family, as hospital work was seen as dirty at the time. And also, women were expected to get married and have a family. However, she did go on a Roman holiday during October 1847 to April 1848. On this trip, she attended Catholic services and even got baptized as an Anglican. But the most specific thing that she did was visit hospitals. She would use her professional eye, and she saw these hospitals and believed that hospitals should have more general sanitation. Her trips enforced the idea of change that needed to be done in the hospital. This leads me to talking about her trip to Scutari, Turkey during the Crimean War. For context, the war was between Britain, France, Turkey, Sardinia, all against Russia, who wanted to expand their territory, which was the cause of the war. According to Joe Tai, author of Florence Nightingale's Lasting Legacy for Health Care, published in June 2020, Nightingale's management during the Crimean War established the foundation for nursing. In the article, she reports on mortality rates with her diagram, Causes of Mortality in the Army in the East. So she hypothesized that the death rate of soldiers could be reduced by improving sanitation. So with her team of nursing corps, she was able to empty chamber pots, and instead of making them just stay at the bedside, they would also stay where they would wash. And she would also clean dirty areas of the hospital before accepting any patients. She also washed bandages and blankets between patients. And with this, Nightingale was known as the Lady with the Lamp because often she would go and visit her patients in the nighttime to make sure that they were okay. She had a compassionate presence during dark times. Now I will discuss her awards and her establishment of the first nursing school. According to Lucy Samer, author of Florence Nightingale's Nurses, published in 1960, it took more than 4 years before the school opened, but it was made possible by financial support with the creation of the Nightingale Fund. There was an original 15 Nightingale nurses, and they were taught hygiene as well as basic medical knowledge. With all of this hard work, she was able to earn the Royal Red Cross, which can be received from the United Kingdom and Commonwealth countries, and recognizes nurses who are devoted to their job. She also received the Order of Merit, which rewards people who did good service to the Crown. To conclude, Florence Nightingale paved the way for better hygiene practices and was able to earn awards because of her impact. She was a trailblazer for nursing. Now that you've seen her impact, I hope that you all can make your impact with whatever you choose to do. Thank you.
Oh yeah, these are my cards.
No cards. Okay, then audience.